Hey, fight fans, Marcos Villegas here with Mr. Joel Diaz, trainer of Timothy Bradley. And Joel, looking at this fight, you had mentioned to me last time that weight was a big issue for Timmy in the Provodnikov camp. And looking at him, honestly, he looked a little big. You know, are you worried?
No, he looks big, but he doesn't look as big as he was before we started training for the Provodnikov fight. You're talking about maybe 14, 15 pounds over, you know. So we're going to make sure that the weight is not an issue like it was in the last one, because it did affect him a lot. You know, that's why we got to go back to the gym early. We still have plenty of time. So, you know, we just got to focus on that.
Are you happier with this fight as opposed if Timmy took a rematch with Manny Pacquiao?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, why so?
Why? Because technically styles make fights. Yeah. And I think this is a better fight for Tim. Juan Manuel Marquez is a great fighter. He's a great warrior. But I think that Tim's youth is gonna be a big factor in this fight. His speed and then his complicated defense. Juan Manuel Marquez is gonna make the fight, obviously, because he's gonna come and look for the fight. But I think Tim is too fast for Juan Manuel's hand speed, even though he's a great counter puncher.
Wouldn't have been, strategically thinking, wouldn't it have been maybe an easier fight, given Pacquiao's coming off a KO loss? There's a lot of questions surrounding him. He might have a lot of questions about himself. Wouldn't it have been easier to take Manny instead of Juan?
Yeah, you're probably right. But you know, at that point, it was personal for Bradley. Yeah. It was personal because after the fight with him, with Manny Pacquiao, Tim said, okay, there's doubts, let's do it again. And they didn't do it. So then Manny Pacquiao went around and took a Marquez fight. Tim was so happy when Manny Pacquiao got knocked out. Why? Because he says, okay, you avoid me, that's what you get. So now, you know, I have the right to choose. After that Provodnikov fight, it earned me a little bit of respect. So I think now I got the right to choose. So let's do Marquez. Why? Because, you know, I have a win in my resume over Manny Pacquiao, and he has a win over Manny Pacquiao. Now I think we got to dance together.
Marquez, during the press conference, he had mentioned that he thinks speed is going to be the biggest factor in this fight. What do you think is going to be the biggest factor in the fight?
Will. I think it's Will who wants it more. I mean, they both want something. Marquez wants that 5th title, and Bradley wants that legacy, that credit, that I beat the guy that knocked out Manny Pacquiao. So that's what's going to make the fight an exciting fight for the people. At the end of the day, I think the fans are going to be the winners.
Tim's not trying to reinvent himself in any way, because in the Provodnikov fight, we saw him come and brawl. And some people that aren't used to Tim and saw that fight may feel that he'll come to brawl in this fight. So my question to you is, are you telling Tim not to brawl, or could we expect him to brawl in this fight as well, to just kind of show that he can do that against a guy like Juan Manuel Marquez?
You know, if Tim is 100% physically prepared, if he's not dehydrated like he was last time, I will have him, bro. Yeah. I will. I have him stay in front of Marquez and exchange punches with him. I know that the reason why he got dazed in a couple moments in that fight with Provodnikov, it was due to his dehydration. And I know that Marquez has power, but Tim can take a punch. Yeah. I mean, if you remember that left hook from Kendall Holt, I mean, I don't think a lot of people will get up from that hook. And Provodnikov has a very heavy right hand. I mean, once he caught Tim on the chin, I think his chin made contact with his spine, and Tim took it. So, and he wasn't 100% there. His dehydration was a big factor. But I know that for this one, if he's 100%, I can have him stand in front of Juan Manuel Marquez and exchange punches with him.
If that does happen, I have a grin on my face. It should be a great fight. You went ahead and saw Nacho Beristain yesterday and Juan Manuel Marquez. I know Nacho in the press had said some bad things about the fight originally and said he didn't really like the fight. It was a stinking fight, to quote him. Did you have a chance to talk to him, and what do you think about those comments?
You know, I really don't talk to Nacho about that. You know, when Nacho and I talk, we talk about family, you know, things that happen around, but we never talk about the fight. We know that this is a business, and he knows what I'm intending to do. And I know what he's intending to do. So at the end of the day, we're friends, you know, but this is business. No disrespect to him or Juan Manuel Marquez, but, you know, I got to set a plan to beat him.
That's going to be a tough task, Joel. You're going up against not only a master counterpuncher, but also a master game planner as well. It's going to be a battle of wills and a battle of minds here with Joel Diaz, the trainer of Timothy Bradley. Marquez Vegas for the Boxing Channel, signing off.